What is going on, guys? It's Trader Cause. We're doing a market update video. We're going to talk about Ethereum, um, maybe some Bitcoin. We'll look at ETH perp, Link. Um, we can look at DOT too. We'll look at a couple different coins. But I know a lot of people are getting a little worried right now because we are getting a pretty, it was like a 15% pullback. But I don't think we need to be too concerned about this. I think this is a dip you're going to wish that you bought. And so let's jump right into the video, and I will kind of just tell you guys what I'm thinking. So it is the weekend. Today is Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Might have a little less volume than usual, but who knows? On weekends we typically do. I don't think the Super Bowl is going to have anything to do with this. CME futures launch tomorrow for Ethereum. And honestly, I'm starting to think that this 15% sell-off could have been people being bearish heading into that, or thinking that the CME futures launch will be bearish. It's hard to know exactly. I'm not completely sold on the idea that we are going to dump after they're listed. I'm kind of thinking that if that was going to happen, I would have wanted to see us just be pumping super hard, super euphoric. And then if everyone is screaming like, oh, this is so bullish, the CME futures are launching and whatever, then I probably would have thought it was more of a sell the news event. But because of how things are shaping up today, I don't necessarily think we have to dump tomorrow. But yeah, let's jump into this. So higher time frame, it kind of just depends how you look at this, because we were ranging here for a while, right? Trying to push through our all-time high. And sorry if there's any noise in the background. I have this little Roomba vacuum thing going in the rest of the house. But we were ranging underneath all-time highs. We finally broke through it. And I was kind of thinking a retest of this 1440 level would just be too obvious, right? That would just be too good to be true. So maybe we front ran it here. The low is in. I'm not saying the low is in. I think it could be in. But I'm saying I think it's entirely possible that we front run both of these really obvious levels, like the previous all-time high that we just broke through. That would have been a great place for a retest, or this 1440 level that capped price like 4 times. So definitely think it's possible that we just front ran both of those levels and we push up from here. But let me zoom in a little and we'll look at what we're working with. So where is our daily opens? Way up there. Monthly still down here. I can clear this off. Oops. So the more recent range that I think I'm working with now would be this low and that high right there. Let me try and get it as accurate as possible. The high here was 1767.5. Oh, that was pretty close. Okay. I really like the mid-range here. I think it capped price nicely here. Support, resistance there. So I like this range. And here's zooming in a little more. This range low lines up well with this 4-hour demand. It did spike through it, but I think it could still be valid. We kind of have a 15-minute breaker forming here. Make that gray. All right. And we took out all these stops right here, right? So if anyone had their stop losses around these lows from when we were pushing up, all of those just got wiped out with this wick. So this is the up move that led to that. It's around a high time frame support, which is this 4-hour demand, and that adds a little more validity to it. So what I'm kind of thinking we might see, I'd want to see this push up a bit more and then maybe wick down into there, but hold above the range low and then push up higher. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. It is possible that we do just get rejected here at the range low, but typically when we get like this was some pretty solid buyback, 4% in like half an hour. This is a stronger buyback than any of the other dips we had during this. Like this was a little lackluster because yes, it was a good initial wick, but then this little section here, not a ton of buyers were stepping in right away. And when I want to see a bottom form, I want to see it go immediately. So get that V reversal, shows the buyers have some strength. Another thing I'm looking at that makes me think our low could possibly be in here is our funding. So on FTX, ETH funding is usually absolutely insane. Let me refresh this. Like this was, oh my gosh, it just got even more negative. So that's a really bullish sign. Shows a ton of people are shorting this. And on BitMEX, this was for pretty much the entire run. This was around 0.15 to 0.2, which is just absurdly high funding. Negative on Bybit and Deribit as well. So I really like to see this. The ones I pay attention to the most are FTX and BitMEX, and so I kind of know what they are usually around. And FTX was around 0.08 positive funding. And got even a little bit higher than that, but that's kind of what it was at but consistently for this run. And BitMEX, like I said, it was 10 times higher than this. So we flushed out a ton of longs on this. Let's see, in the last 24 hours, we had 86 million of long liquidations. In this week, it's pretty crazy. We've had more longs liquidated than shorts, which is kind of crazy to think because this weekly candle, like it was this. This is our entire weekly candle right here. And more longs got liquidated than shorts. Kind of crazy to think about, but overall, the fact that this is negative and that BitMEX is a tenth of the funding that it was before definitely makes me a bit more bullish here on Ethereum. So ideally, I'd like to see it get back inside that range low and start holding it. I think if we can break above this level, that'll be even more confirmation for me that the low is in. But yeah, we'll take it one step at a time and see how it goes. I am not in any leverage trades. The leverage trades that I was kind of building up throughout this time, I got stopped out. I think I had trailed my stop up to about here for most of it. But I'm still in all my spot. I'm really not worried about my spot holdings. If this wants to come back one more time to here and then go, like I'm not gonna panic sell any of my spot. Definitely trading leverage a little bit different, but this is looking pretty good to me. The combination of funding, high time frame support, took out all these stops, really nice buyback. Like this looks good. Another reason that this is pulling, like ETH BTC didn't really nuke. Yes, it's down 4%, but part of this is because Bitcoin fell too. I drew this a while back kind of as I thought it was possible, but didn't think it would look quite like this. I still kind of think we go for the range high. So maybe early in the week we come up, sweep that, and then if we start breaking down, I'd be a little more cautious, thinking that this could come back down lower. I do think this would be a great buy-in around 26K. Not sure if we get it, but from a technical perspective, it would make a little bit of sense. So not a ton for me to do here on Bitcoin. We did kind of dip into the origin of this move, and you might, I kind of already did retest that. So a lot of coins have these 15-minute breakers going on right now. You can zoom in so you can see it better, but it broke above, gave it a little retest, might keep pushing here. I'm still not really taking any leverage trades on Bitcoin, just because I think some other coins are cleaner, but still holding all the spot. So we want to see Bitcoin go up, obviously. So talking about ETH BTC a little bit more, we'll go back to the weekly. This weekly candle does not look very pretty, but we've seen this before where we get a really ugly candle and then push up after that. I would like to see it push a little bit higher, but it's not the end of the world if it doesn't. Zooming into the daily, like, yeah, we took out that high and we're pulling back a bit. We just tested this daily demand at the origin of this pump. And so I think we probably bounce from here. As long as we hold above the weekly SR, I will still lean bullish. If we broke below that, I would probably, I would either hedge or trim off some spot, because I would just rather be in Bitcoin if this broke back below there. But as long as it stays above, it's okay. I would love to see this push up to around here in the next like 6 hours or so to help that weekly candle a little bit. But like I said, it's not the end of the world if it doesn't. It doesn't invalidate the entire Ethereum bullish argument. It would just might make it a little harder. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for, at least to begin with. Get above this level and then push up, see how high we can go before the weekly close. But my line in the sand, as you guys know, it's this weekly SR level. As long as we hold that, I like how things stand. We can look at Link briefly. This was Monday's range from last week. I was saying earlier, I think in the last video, that if we broke back above Monday's high, it would have been a nice long, or maybe I tweeted that. I don't remember where I put it. And I still think that's the case. This level has been pretty pivotal. We made our high, rejection here, traded above it, but then lost it, rejection twice, and we've sold off since there. So if this can, sorry about that, if this can start trending back up and get back above here, then we'll look for some link longs again. You could also like look for that same 15-minute structure. I'm pretty sure like every single coin is printing one of those little breakers. I probably would have liked it a little more if this low got taken, but I don't want to be too picky. So Litecoin, if it can get back above this daily SR level, like this is, we did close above it, but just barely, and it's kind of been a pretty clean reaction there. Resistance here, here, and then we just can't seem to break above that. And so this is my level I'm watching on Litecoin. If it can get back above there, I'll be looking for Litecoin longs again. DOT I like here. Just took out the range low. Pretty strong buyback. I think if you want to wait for more confirmation, you could wait for it to flip the mid-range or the range high. But overall, like, DOT was just trading at like $21. If you've been dying to get into DOT, like, you have another chance to buy it under 20. So overall, I do think that either the low was just put in or it's very close. Funding looks good, and we'll see what happens from here. I'm not ruling out another dip if it does want to hit this level or our 1440. It could, but I'm not necessarily counting on that to happen. I do think it would be very typical if we put in our low here and kind of front ran both of those levels just by a little bit. So I hope that's helpful. I know I was starting to get a few DMs about Ethereum, like if everything is still okay, and I think we are all good. I have not touched any of my spot. I've got my money where my mouth is, and I do think there's a lot of upside here with Ethereum. So just a little speed bump along the way, and we'll see what the rest of the day looks like. I'll talk to you guys soon.